Hello YouTube, it's me Brittany, and today we're going to talk about the HRT meds that I've taken over the last 6 years, how long I've taken them, when I'm going to take them. This is part 1 of this series. I'm going to do another video later this week on shot day where I actually show you guys how I give myself a shot, if you're interested in that. But before we do that, I want to thank every single one of you guys who've already subscribed. Thank you so much for being here. I love you so much. If this is your first time watching, please hit that subscribe button below. I do lots of trans and other LGBT related topics, as well as if you want to see the second part of this video, you must hit subscribe below. But anyways, like I said, I've been on HRT now for almost 7 years. We're calling it 6 years, but we're getting close to 7 years. We're about halfway in that little period right there. You know, if I were a child, I would be like, I'm 6.5, not 6. You know, like, but anyways, But I've only been on HRT technically for 5 years of those. So I've been transitioned for 6 years, but only on HRT for about full 5 years now. I started with your basic estradiol tablets, and some of you guys may get prescribed these if you have already been prescribed these, but they kind of look like this. Basically that's a 1 milligram pill. My prescription when I first started in the first year was I took 2 of these blue pills a day in the morning and 2 at night, so 4 total pills of the day. So I was basically getting 2 times 4 is 8, so 8 milligrams of estrogen every day. And then on top of that, I was taking 2 of these, which are spironolactone, which is a testosterone blocker. Well, it's actually cholesterol medication, but it also works as a testosterone blocker. So I was taking 2 of these and 4 of my estradiols for about the first full year of my transition. Now, this is why it's important in the first 3 to 4 years of your, honestly, the first 3 years are the most important, where you really cooperate with your doctor and you continue to get your blood tests and things like this, because basically it turns out that my doctor had wanted to just kind of like rush estrogen. He hadn't really worked with transgender females before, and it was kind of new to him, so he was learning on the go basically. And it's kind of, I got my blood drawn every 6 months during this process for the first 2 years with him, because we actually lowered my dosage to just taking 2 and 2 of 2 estradiols, 1 in the morning and 1 at night, and 1 spiro in the morning and 1 spiro at night, for the second year, because it turns out what happened was we actually pushed way too much estrogen into my system in the first year, and it actually kind of really funked up my whole feng shui of my whole mentality of life. And if you know what having a full rush of those over amount of hormones into your system is like, then you kind of understand what I kind of went through, both mentally, physically, emotionally. All of those things were really happening in the first year. And it was really because my dosages were really not the right what they were supposed to be. So make sure, if you're starting on HRT and you're you know, worried about your dosage, go see the doctor, get your blood tests, find out what your numbers are, so that way you are healthy in this transitional process. Because I promise you, the next year when we fluctuated the dosages, we eventually lowered the spironolactone 6 months later, and so eventually by the end of the second year of my full year on hormones, I was taking 1 estradiol a day, 1 in the morning and 1 at night, and then also just 1 spiro a day total, so like 1 in the morning or 1 at night, whichever time I chose. Usually night, because I forgot to take it in the morning. But that was pretty much the whole process for about the first 2 years. And then 3 years ago I moved to Colorado, and I sought out a new doctor specifically because I wanted to get off of the pills. I am a very forgetful person, I guess you can say, sometimes when it comes to taking my medication. So having to take a medication every day, it was just becoming really stressful to me, in the point that I just was forgetting sometimes, and I was like, gosh, how many times, how many should I take? Should I overdose today on you because I missed my dose yesterday, and so it was just easier for me to go to a doctor, get my blood test, and we learned about 3 years ago that I no longer really needed the spironolactone, and so I've actually not taken a testosterone blocker in almost 3 years. I just have leftover pills because I keep pills around for some reason. I don't know. But also because, you know, sometimes I run into young trans girls who are struggling and, you know, need some pills. So I throw them some pills whenever they need it, because I'm a nice person. But anyways, for the last 3 years, I have actually been on depots, which are full injection shots, and I'll try not to give you guys all of my information there. Whatever, you guys got it. I don't care. But this comes in that little box that I just showed you, and then basically it's a little bottle like this. Says estradiol on it, and you can kind of see there's a little bit of liquid in there. I just have one shot in this right now because I actually originally filmed this video on Friday because I was going to do all of this medication stuff and then give myself a shot. But then I lost all of that footage because I had a storage issue with my phone, and that video turned out to be almost 20 minutes long. And so I was like, I just want to split it into 2 different things this time because I think it's just going to be easier for you guys to get information that way. So I have been taking this. It comes in 5 milligrams. What I take is a full 1 milligram shot. Intramuscular. I alternate legs every week. I will explain that in my next video. If you are interested in learning about shots, definitely subscribe so that you can watch my next video, in which I will be actually giving myself a shot in the video, but I can't do that till Friday because Friday is my actual shot day. And then 2 years ago, I talked to the doctor and I got this miracle thing, which I like to call the miracle boob grower is what I like to refer to it as sometimes. But I get progesterone. And now I only take a half of this a day. So this is a really small pill. It's a full 1 milligram progesterone, but I only take 1/2 of that progesterone a day. But I do take it every day. So I am now back to taking a pill every day, or half a pill every day, which I do forget quite often. So sometimes I end up just taking a whole pill and then just trying to remember to do it again in a couple of days. But I've just happened to be really forgetful in that way. If some girls start progesterone within their first 2 years, and I did not. I didn't start it until I was deep into my 3rd year on hormones. I had been on injections for almost a full year. I think it was at least 8 to 10 months when I was like, hey, I'd like to have some progesterone, and then I started taking progesterone. So some girls, like, they start taking it really early. I don't think it really matters too much when you start taking it. However, when you do start taking progesterone, you will start seeing your boobs grow. So before I was taking progesterone, I probably had the same complaint as many of you other young trans girls. I've been on hormones for 12 months. I've been on hormones for 2 years. I've been on hormones for 3 years. Why are my boobs still only like these little A cups? Why can't they grow? What is going on? What is wrong with me? And like, I was going insane, right? But it's no reason for that. Just go ask your doctor for some progesterone, because now I'm a full C cup almost a full C cup. And it's all natural, and almost 100% of it comes because of progesterone. The reason I would recommend waiting like I did is because progesterone in a natural cisgendered puberty process for a girl, let's say 10 to 15 years old, progesterone actually wouldn't be included into that until they hit, 3 to 4 years of estrogen and that full first part of puberty coming in. So for me, I kind of felt like, oh, I can do this estrogen for the first 2 years, and 2.5 years or so is what I did of just estrogen, and I had that growth come, and then all of a sudden I influxed this new hormone in, and my body was like, oh shit, we're growing up. And so that's exactly what it did. It kind of grew up. So you can do it your own way. I'm just kind of giving you guys my own recommendation of what I kind of did. That is pretty much what my process is at this point, as far as all of my hormones are. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask them in the comments. If you want me to do a video different from this, specifically, please ask that in the comments. If you like this video, hit like. Please don't forget to hit subscribe if you have not hit subscribe already. I love all of you guys. Thanks for watching. My Facebook is @BrittanyRose. My Insta is @BrittanyRose as well. You can get me on Twitter @BrittanyRose2. Play games with me on PlayStation, Green Eggs and Brit. Yeah, all that stuff's going to be down below. But I hope this video helped you guys. I love every single one of you guys, and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.